It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. In this game, we'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Heat in Miami. For the Heat, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. The Atlanta Hawks in recent years, a new ownership group, a changeover in the front office, new players in key roles. How do you create continuity given all of those changes, Shaq?
Well, it's not an easy thing to do, but with our good friend Grant Hill, part of the ownership group, I think they've done a good job, all things considered.
Well, they have a consistent philosophy now. You know, a style of play. They draw and kick. They have ball movement, unselfishness. So you know how to trade better, you know how to draft better, and definitely know how to coach better.
Kevin Harlan is standing by as we approach tip-off.
We're live, the home of the Miami Heat, American Airlines Arena in downtown Miami, Florida. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brett Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Last outing for Atlanta unsuccessful. The loss to the Nets in Brooklyn. And that does your confidence guys no favor. They got manhandled in that one. It wasn't pretty.
Yeah, and they were just shaky at times when it mattered most in that game, and it cost them.
Yeah, Greg, I think you're right there. At major turning points, they'd miss a series of shots, they'd make some mistakes, and it led to the wipeout.
And as we've got a few moments here before the tip, let's go to David Aldridge, who was able to speak with Mike Budenholzer. Dave, what'd you find out?
Well, Kevin, he said defensively their main priority is going to be preventing points in the paint. He told me we can't let them get comfortable inside. That's what'll hurt us. He wants them playing a very physical brand of D down low. We'll see if they got the message. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Tonight, 2 teams that like to score out of half-court sets. And, Brent, on that subject, we often talk about the playoffs coming down to great half-court execution. Why do you think that is?
It comes down to preparation, Kevin. You watch so much film. You have several days to prepare for a team that you saw, more than likely 3 or 4 times during the season. And then all of a sudden they're in front of you. As the series goes on, it starts to become less and less about turnovers and missed shots. There's a lot of predictability once you get into the playoffs, and it's about who can make the fewest mistakes. They're normally going to win the series.
That's a great answer. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Ilyasova, and it's Dorsey in at the 2.
And that's the kind of move that will always pay off, even against tight defense like he was facing on that possession.
Here's Delaney. To the middle. Shot's good by Dedmon.
Dedmon using his size on the inside, and the defense trying to do their best to keep him away from the basket. Not that time.
Johnson kicks to Johnson. The dish to Whiteside. Back to Magruder. 6 on the shot clock. Whiteside a screen. Offensive rebound. First quarter, just over a minute played. Moves back up. And Johnson with the lay-in good. Johnson's got a second bucket tonight. Here's Atlanta now. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
And although they were the better team last year by overall record, this was a competitive matchup for them.
Here's Delaney. And Ilyasova kicks to Bembry. That's tipped.
And the 6'7", 225-pound Winslow rises up and swats that shot away with great athleticism.
Here's Ilyasova. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Johnson outside. Right side a screen. Here's Magruder. He had 15 points last outing. They grabbed their own miss. With a break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. Hassan Whiteside on top.
And, you know, he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that rebounding list. When all was said and done, he was a man among boys.
So it's Atlanta now, following the miss by Hassan Whiteside. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Gone from the Hawks are all the starters of that team that just a couple years ago won 60 games. So you have to believe if this is the time for that organization to embrace a rebuild.
Two shots.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. And the Hawks last season, a 5th seed, Brent, in the Eastern Conference, ousted in the first round.
Well, they have some aging veterans. They had some regressions in the wins column. They traded away a lot of the guys that were part of that 60-win team. So it's a young team that's starting to reset, rebuild, and retool.
He hits both from the stripe. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. The pass to Johnson. Right side a screen. Johnson attacking over Ilyasova. That shot off the mark. So Atlanta will take it the other way. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. The Heat trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Johnson kicks to Johnson. Over Ilyasova. Kicks it out to Johnson. Puts up a 3. Again, Johnson missing. The Hawks leading by 4. Here's Delaney. Johnson with the block. And he recovers it. From deep, Ilyasova. Miami grabs the miss. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Just didn't like the energy level in that one, and that offensive execution also was lacking.
Well, they made a few shots, Greg, but just wildly inconsistent.
For Atlanta, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Here's Delaney. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Passes to Ilyasova. 6 to shoot. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one's on Johnson.
You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Hawks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
No good on that one.
I don't think anybody around the league does this, but a lot of fans do. Eric Spoelstra won 2 championships while in Miami as the head coach of the Heat. Of course, he had the big 3, but he was the one that orchestrated and got those guys to work things out to become title contenders for the years they were together.
Olenek, he's checked in for the Heat. And the second free throw, good. And Brent, I was looking up what you said about Spoelstra and his multiple NBA titles. Less than 15 coaches ever have done that.
I mean, you're an incredibly special coach to be on that kind of list, and you feel like Eric Spoelstra doesn't quite get the recognition from the general NBA public, certainly amongst the coaching ranks. These guys look at what Eric Spoelstra was able to do with that roster and marvel at the young guys' efforts and exploits during that time.
Here's Magruder. And he hits it to tie the game up. Magruder's got 5 now.
Yeah, there's a good indicator of Winslow and his feel for the game. I like how much he makes a concentrated effort to get the ball right there to the open man.
Delaney, the pass to Dedman. Feeds it to Dorsey. Olenek with the steal. And here's the fast break. Winslow's leading the way. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Great speed by Winslow there to get out in transition and wide, finding a way to capitalize on that opportunity.
Delaney kicks to Ilyasova. They set the pick. Pass to Bembry. Over Winslow. Up again, and it's Hassan Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his third rebound tonight. Here's Magruder. 5 points in the game. Here's Johnson. Again, the Heat good for 2.
Terrific screen from Whiteside. Sometimes sacrificing your body and using your size on the pick will get your teammate open.
Delaney kicks to Bembry. Will it go? Good on the shot.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the lip.
Wait, did you just say trickeration, GA? I think it's a size disadvantage there that he was willing to attack, but you have to develop that skill set and have counters.
One shot, gentlemen.
On the free throw, no good.
You watch the Heat play, you watch their young athletes, and you think about the conditioning of all of their players. Allegedly, they have one of the toughest practice regimens in the league. I don't think guys get too fired up about their training camps, but certainly pays off throughout the course of the season.
And for the Heat, Brent, as bad as the workouts might be, the payoff is there.
Yeah, it's always amazing how many former Heat players talk about going down there and getting ground down. And if you're getting ground down in just a workout, what the heck are the practices like? So this is not a franchise or a team that's for everybody in the league, but that's what the Heat do. They sift through those kind of guys and then find out what Miami Heat players are out there and available, and then they bring those guys in.
And that one misses.
Nice stroke from the line by Whiteside. You know, he's only going to get better from there with some practice.
Here's Dorsey. Richardson covering. Babbitt dishes to Muscala. 6 to shoot. And stolen by Whiteside. Johnson outside. He feeds it to Richardson. Whiteside a screen. Olenek sets a screen for Richardson. Johnson kicks to Richardson. And it's off from three-point range.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Down low, here's Collins. Atlanta again missing.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
Johnson, the pass to Whiteside. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Whiteside's got his second basket of the game.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Cook dishes to Muscala. Ice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Dorsey, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Miami. The Hawks have made 3 of 5 free throw attempts.
Shots.
First free throw is good. And Brent, 14 years in the NBA, you spent about half your time on the defensive end. Of all the guys you were matched up against, who was surprisingly difficult to cover?
It's funny, Kevin, because a lot of coaches would tell you I did not spend half of my time on the defensive end.
Well, I know better. I know better.
Surprisingly difficult to stop, I would tell you, it would be Mitch Richmond. Many years in Sacramento playing for the Kings. He was known as the Rock, and I can tell you why. Running into him and his physicality as a two-guard was very, very difficult to stop. One of the game's greatest two guards.
Sturdy, wasn't he? He was thick. He was hard to move is what I think about.
He was very thick and physical, which was something that I was certainly not. And they also ran a myriad of screens for him on every possession. The most potent offensive player they had was Mitch Richmond, and they would get him open every time. So a very difficult cover for him.
And the shot goes in.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Here is Ellington. Kicks it to Richardson. Right side, White. The 10-footer. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. Atlanta making a switch here. Brusino's checked in. Knocks it loose, and that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
Yeah, even though he doesn't come up with the steal, that kind of deflection will disrupt the rhythm of this offensive possession.
Hawks on D, 4-point game. Outside, White. Up top, Ellington. To the paint, here's Richardson.
Tough for Josh Richardson last year to get some consistent play due to injuries that just sort of took him off track, but it definitely slowed up what was looking like a very encouraging sophomore season, and still has a bright future ahead of him. Still fresh on the minds is that 2015 season for the Atlanta Hawks when they won 60 games and a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals, but we've never quite recaptured that magic, and most of those players are gone, so time to rebuild.
That free throw, no good.
Absolutely stone cold at the line thus far.
Good on the second free throw.
And Josh Richardson continuing to develop his overall game, has such good height at the two-guard spot.
They set the pick. The feed now to Babbitt. Brusino kicks to Muscala. And White with the block. And the foul on Luke Babbitt. That is his first foul of the game. Ellington kicks to White. Screen by Olynyk. White the pass to Olynyk. 6 on the shot clock. He dishes it to Ellington. Lets it go from the wing. Richardson no luck. The Hawks trail by 5. Here's Brusino. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn. Up and in on the layup.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
Now here's White. They set the screen, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. Brent, you played briefly with the Heat. What was it like coming to this team mid-season and getting to play with a player who is revered by Miami fans in Alonzo Mourning?
Well, the thing that I always thought about with Alonzo Mourning was the intensity with which he played with, and to watch his approach both in practice and in his preparation to get ready for big-time basketball was the most impressive part of having an opportunity to suit up with a Hall of Famer in Alonzo Mourning.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Richardson with it. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Indiana.
Well, the defense better look up and say thanks. Leaving guys that wide open is not a recipe for success.
Cook dishes to Muscala. Here's Brucino. It's hauled in by Richardson.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence. And they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
The Heat leading by 5. Ellington kicks to Richardson. Dishes it to White. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Brent, the stretch 4. The 3 and D players. Specialties that have emerged over the years. Any other specialties you see becoming a trend?
The one that I see as a trend, Kevin, right now is the redefining of the 5 position. To think about guys like Porzingis, Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis, being able to stretch a defense out at the 5 position all the way out to the 3-point line. We're redefining what it means to be a center in the NBA.
I'm sure there are traditional guys that see that and just can't believe what they're watching, huh? Guys out there that big and hitting shots.
Yeah, most of those old guys will take back to the home, Kevin. Just enjoy it while you can.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Muscala. And both free throws good for White.
Have to appreciate the way that the Miami Heat team plays defensively. They're aggressive on their closeouts and challenges, trying to take away the 3-point shot. And the rim protection is right there with Whiteside, so they can funnel everybody right to the big man.
Here is Cook. 11 points for him in that last game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
Ball movement was critical in this game. It did not stick with any one player, so his passing was on point, and he really picked apart the defense.
Here is Ellington following the bucket by the Hawks. Here's White. Rebound by the Hawks. For the Heat, Brent, you can see the effort that they exude each time they step on the floor and set up on defense.
Well, sometimes having that drive won't mean much on the offensive end, but it shows up in the effort of your ball club on the defensive end. This is a very talented and long group of defenders that can get after you on the perimeter. And if the idea is we're going to use the perimeter guys to funnel everybody towards a guy like Hassan Whiteside, that can be problematic for an offense to score with that kind of activity.
And the Hawks with possession here. Heat knocking down the tray, but they'll get another chance.
Hard-nosed defender and Josh Richardson using a little bit of that length from the wing position to deny that one.
The Heat have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
And one of the weaker areas for this group, only shot about 71% from the line a season ago.
And the first one drops. And so Olynyk nails both of them. And Brent, for the Hawks, a new $50 million practice facility. In 2019, their G League team begins playing in College Park.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome that we're almost to every team having a G League affiliated roster that they can work with throughout the course of the season. So the Hawks became the 16th team to snatch up a G League operation, and I think that Mike Budenholzer and their organization will use that well, as they'll want player development coming out of College Park.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Pass to Adebayo. He kicks it to Richardson. Here's Olynyk. Off on the layup. And so the first quarter is in the books. Heat lead by 8. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, that prevented some points, didn't it? Also, how you have that intimidation factor going early on. You wonder if in the fourth quarter they'll think back to the first.
The Hawks trail by 8. On the court for Atlanta. They've got Collins. He's out there with Luke Babbitt. Cook out there with Dwayne Dedmon. And it's Brusino in at the 2 spot. Cook, the pass to Dedmon. Tries from 10. Misses off the left iron. Miami's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. To the inside. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Brent, each coach has his strengths and they've got weaknesses, but if you needed someone to drop a play to get you 1 bucket out of a timeout, who are some of the names you turn to?
I think I'm going to turn to Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, possibly James Harden, because 2 points can happen after a free throw, right, Kev? So
yes.
I could get James Harden to the line. And then 1 LeBron James. That's not a bad list of guys to turn to if I need 2 points.
Absolutely. And then what coach would you have draw up that play?
If I don't say Pop, my life will cease to exist. I will say Greg Popovich in late game situations does a marvelous job. Not only, Kevin, of getting the ball to the guy that he wants potentially to get the game winner, but to have options and to make sure that that player sees those options in case something breaks down.
That one misses. And Greg, you hear about the competitive culture that this Miami Heat franchise has.
Yeah, and that doesn't always work for some teams, but it works for the Heat. This group will push each other all the time to be the best they can be. The practices have a feel of game level intensity.
Well, Dedmon likes to play physical. He brings it to the game every night.
The Hawks have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
And they shot their free throws at a measly 73% clip over the course of last season.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing.
Slight change in the Hawks in terms of the front office responsibilities, as Coach Mike Budenholzer had been running the show, but he relinquished those responsibilities as Travis Schlenk came from the Golden State Warriors to head up the general manager's position.
Rodney McGruder's checked in for Josh Richardson. And he's good on the second. And Brent, do you like the move for the Hawks, bringing in a new head of basketball operations?
Well, I think Mike Budenholzer, you could see in his reaction to them hiring a new general manager that he was just fine with that. He's a coach. That's all he wants to do is coach. Now he's going to have a chance to coach.
Adebayo with the bucket.
I like the physicality there on the glass on full display. Great at hitting the boards and then capitalizing off the second chance opportunity.
Here's Delaney. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Bembry. And the 3 off target. The Heat leading by 9. Now here's Ellington. Dedmon with the block.
We've got to respect the wingspan that time of Dwayne on that end. Look, you go up like that and you're a dead man.
absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Yeah, this is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
So it's Miami now, following the bucket by the Hawks. And it's good for 2. Magruder's got 7 points. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Delaney. Ellington defending. Ilyasova a screen. They set the pick. They get the rebound. Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Bembry.
Ooh, excellent work getting that close to the basket. Got to be happy getting those type of shots.
Now Ellington snatched away. Delaney kicks to Brasino. Jacks up a 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Now just a 4-point Miami lead.
Sometimes trailing in the game, players get sucked into trying to make that home run play.
And it's Magruder in the corner. Right screen. A floater. Atlanta with the rebound. Dedmon's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And here is Ellington. Here's Magruder. Stolen. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Brasino.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Now here's Johnson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Indiana.
I felt like in that game, too, he was a man on a mission defensively. Finishing up with 4 steals is an impressive feat, and you can tell takes pride in that part of the game.
Here's Delaney, following the score by James Johnson. The dish now to Ilyasova. There's the pass to Delaney. Here's Brusino. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Just 2 to shoot. Bembry. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
The Heat have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Ellington kicks to Magruder. Back to Ellington. There's a screen. An easy 2 points on the layup. Ellington's got 6.
You cannot give players that kind of positioning, and the defense also late in trying to alter that shot.
Delaney kicks to Ilyasova. Here's Dedmon. Powered down with both hands.
Now, Dedmon's a great athlete and bringing some verticality on the offensive end.
Heat have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And Ersan Ilyasova out of Turkey, the 36th pick back in 2005.
He's carved out a long and nice career as a spread 4 in this league. Has played for many teams, but has not played in many different ways. He's a good shooter and a good rebounder and keeps getting chances in the NBA.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
Now, I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
A different look for Miami. Whiteside's checked in for Adebayo. Justice Winslow comes in for O'Carl White. And it's Johnson in for Wayne Ellington. Now here's Johnson. 6 points for him. Whiteside a screen. Here's Magruder. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
He's been on his A game, seeking good shots, and he's a huge reason why tonight they're winning.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
And Coach Mike Budenholzer, a product of the San Antonio coaching tree, learned a lot in his decade-plus as a lead assistant under Greg Popovich.
I think one key for Mike Budenholzer is that he understands that the importance of the assistant coaching staff can really elevate the level of play for the basketball team, and that each of those coaches has an open door policy. You can walk in, you can have a conversation, you can gripe a little bit, and then try to build on something so that the team ends up better off because of those open lines of communication. To leave a guy like that wide open from range, big mix-up.
The Hawks trail by 7. Here's Delaney. There's a screen. Muscala with the ball. Shot clock at 5. Ilyasova dishes to Muscala. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Whiteside. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
Well, whenever Whiteside has a chance to dunk, man gon' dunk.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Dorsey. And again, unable to change momentum here. Here's Magruder. He's got 10. Passes it to Johnson. Winslow setting the pick for Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Can't cash in from close range.
Hey, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's gonna get going.
Bembry misses.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Johnson in the corner. To the middle. And it's Whiteside. That time on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists in the game. The Hawks trail by 11. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Dorsey. Good D by Johnson. Here's Miami now. They're on a 13-4 run right now. Johnson outside. Feeds it to Johnson. Over Ilyasova. And Johnson missing again.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Delaney. He's guarded by Johnson. And that one's good. Delaney. Delaney's got his second basket of the game. Miami leading by 9. Johnson outside. Pass to Winslow. Johnson the screen. Winslow kicks to Whiteside. Over Muscala. Whiteside, no good.
That's a great effort on defense. He definitely rushed his shot a little bit down low.
Bembry's shot good. Bembry's got 11 points.
I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
Right side a screen. Johnson kicks to Magruder. Shoots off the screen, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. 12 points for him. And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. Olenek, he's checked in for Miami. Josh Richardson comes in for Rodney Magruder. The Hawks trail by 9. Cook kicks to Collins. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Olenek. The Hawks have made 2/3 of their free throws tonight. 6 of 9 to be exact.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And so he hits both. The Heat leading by 7. Now here's Johnson. A floater, and is out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. There's Winslow. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. And the Heat lead by 9.
Just so critical for Winslow to develop that jump shot. Terrific watching him square up there on balance, especially when those picks are involved.
Here is Cook. There's the pick. Here's Dorsey. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Now let's check out the rebounds and where they're coming from. Here's a breakdown showing the front court and the back court rebounding numbers for the Hawks.
And it's been the bigs doing most of the work on the glass, and really no surprise there. That's what you pay those guys for, to control that paint and haul in those misses.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And he just seemed to have a little more fire in the first quarter than he has in this one. And it showed in all the trips he made to the free throw line. Those have dried up.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. And there are a lot of things to like about Hassan Whiteside's game, but one is his focus on his ability to rebound.
Well, so many nights where you look at the stat sheet and Whiteside collecting 15, 18, 20 rebounds. That is a guy who's dominating the glass, and that can give you confidence as a defender that your big man is going to take care of any miss.
Here is Cook. Justice Winslow picking up that last bucket. Cook kicks to Muscala. He feeds it to Dorsey. Collins against Olynyk. Shot by Collins, no good. The Heat leading by 10. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. And the jam by Whiteside.
I just really like how Tyler distributes the basketball, skilled at quickly getting the ball over to the open man.
Cook, the pass to Collins. To the right side. To the paint. And he dunks it down.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful 2-hand jam. Miami's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Johnson dishes to Whiteside. Johnson to screen. Olynyk against Collins. Count that one. Olynyk's got the lead up to 12 now for Miami.
I love the compact stroke there for Olynyk.
Here is Cook. Now Muscala kicks it to Collins. The feed to Dorsey. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Muscala. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Johnson outside. There's 42 seconds left to play in the first half. Screen by Olynyk. Off the pick. And the dunk by Winslow.
Oh, I thought Winslow was going to rip that rim off. What a dunk.
The Hawks trail by 14. Cook kicks to Collins. And here's the fast break. Winslow's leading the way. Babbitt grabs the board. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. They grabbed their own miss. Muscala gets the bucket.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Olynyk can't hit. Dorsey. And no good that time. And so it's Miami enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, how does the defense you're playing impact your offense?
It just energizes us. We have an ignitable group, and that's how we play. So we have to continue to stay the course and try to keep them off the three-point line as best as we can.
Yeah, those runouts get your guys going. Thanks a lot, Spo. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
So it's Miami who's out on top at the half. They are leading by 12. And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, they're out in front tonight because of their offensive rebounding. Those second-chance buckets came into play in a big way. Those are effort points, momentum builders, salvaging points off the scrap heap. You never heard me say scrap heap before, Ernie. I don't even know what it means. It just sounded good.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on Atlanta.
They ran into a buzzsaw, and it was on full blast. And once they fell behind, the crowd got into it, and it seemed that they lost a lot of confidence. They started pressing, forcing things, and it made it worse. So in the second half, relax, man. Just remember, there's 2 more quarters. It's a fresh start.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
A shot of American Airlines Arena in the lights of Miami, Florida. Welcome back, everyone, to the action here. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. The Hawks trail by 12. Justice Winslow out there with Johnson. And it's Tyler Johnson. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Magruder in at the 2-guard spot. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. Second chance shot. And it's Delaney with the rebound.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
Here's Ilyasova. Yep, that one goes in there. Ilyasova's got the first basket of the third quarter for Atlanta.
It's nice to see the confidence he shows on his inside game and ability to get the shot up before the defender can do anything.
Fires from the wing. Again, the miss by the Heat.
And they just cannot seem to get it going so far in this half, missing their first 3 shots.
Johnson with the block. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Winslow kicks to Whiteside. Lays it up off the glass. Whiteside's got 14 points.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Delaney kicks to Dorsey. Good on the shot, and that shaved the lead to single digits.
Well, the defense looked lost there. Get out your compass. No excuses. You got to guard the perimeter.
Pass to Magruder. Johnson the screen. Magruder kicks to Johnson. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks. Now that we have a chance, let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blockers. The 4th spot held by Hassan Whiteside.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Here's Delaney. He's guarded by Johnson. Bembry kicks to Delaney. In transition, here comes Miami from 13. The offensive rebound. Whiteside, good.
As soon as Whiteside leaps for that offensive rebound, you just know he's going to finish off that play.
They set the pick. Delaney, the pass to Dedmon. Over Johnson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one's on Johnson. The Hawks have gone 9 of 13 from the line. He's off on the first.
Well, from the D-League to dominating defensively, Dwayne Dedmon hustling around.
Good on the second free throw. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And taking a look at some of the stats here for Johnson. Good season for him last year. He put up about 13 points a game last season. 5 rebounds and 3 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Atlanta calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Here's Bembry. He's got 11. He dishes it to Dedmon. There's the pass to Bembry. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Winslow, the pass to Magruder. Bangs home the trifecta. Magruder's got 15 points.
Well, fabulous pass there from Justice Winslow sets his teammate up in a perfect position.
Here's Dorsey. Dishes to Dedmon. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. Johnson, the pass to Johnson. It's deflected.
Ilyasova not known for his defense, but with the length he has on those arms of his, he got to the ball.
Bembry. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Well, if they're going to win this game, he's going to require just a little bit of help. Many of the shots he's taking are finding the hoop.
And it's Johnson penetrating. Here's Whiteside.
Well, nice work on the interior from Whiteside there. His free throw game is a work in progress. Hassan Whiteside's journey to the NBA has been a wild one, and you can't help but root for him at this point. Out of the league for 2 entire seasons, comes back as a dominant force with the Miami Heat, and now slowly, steadily becoming one of the most consistent big men the league has to offer.
Roof shots.
And he knocks down the first one. A different look for Miami. Adebayo is checked in for Johnson. Okaro White comes in for Winslow. And Ellington is subbed in for Tyler Johnson. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Brusino's checked in. And both free throws good from Whiteside. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Here's Delaney. Passes it to Brasino. Offline with his three. And Whiteside getting rewarded before the start of the last season. Signed a max contract with Miami, and Brent, the future of the franchise, in the middle.
Amazing that Hassan Whiteside actually became the very first player to ever go from making the league minimum to signing a maximum contract. Wow, big man and a big shift in the economics.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Well, it's like the defense has a bunch of matchbooks in their hands right now, playing with fire. They were fortunate that somehow he misfired on that one.
Here's Delaney. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Delaney's got 6.
Got to give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Here's Magruder. He's got 15. Whiteside a screen. White drives in, inside. Whiteside, no good.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
Gets it to go. That one good from Brasino.
You know, we talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
Miami with the ball. Ellington kicks to Magruder. There's the screen. With the floater. Dedmon with the block. To the paint. Here's Benbury. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Yeah, they should bring out a big razor right now, Kevin. A great start, an aggressive move to show they're not going to lay down. Poor decision making there. No idea what he's going for with that kind of pass in that situation.
And Miami making a change here. Richardson's checked in. The Hawks trail by 7. Cook kicks to Collins. The dish to Cook. To the inside. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
Right, big scoring run fueled by great game planning and really some great shot making.
The Heat making a switch here. Olynyk's checked in. And that one falls for Collins. The Heat leading by 4. Ellington kicks to White. White a screen. Olynyk the pass to Adebayo. Good ball movement here by Miami. Just 4 to shoot. Here's White. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. White's got 9.
He can be a matchup nightmare if he can get it in the paint.
Here is Cook. Ellington defending. Cook kicks to Dedmon. Pass to Brasino. Babbitt dishes to Collins. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Johnson.
And this is what happens when you are having a tremendous offensive game. That they are getting great looks and knocking down shots all over the floor. I don't think we're going to see them deviate from this approach from here on out. They've got the recipe for success.
The first free throw is good. Mike Muscala is checked in for Atlanta. second free throw, no good. The Heat leading by 5. Pass to Adebayo. Lays it up and banks it in. Adebayo's got his second basket.
Not sure you can ask for a better look. He can make those shots while sleeping.
Cook kicks to Muscala. Feeds to Collins. To the wing on the left. Here's Babbitt. Over White. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Here's Adebayo. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. He's 0 of 2 at the line in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
It's Adebayo with the rebound. Miami leading by 9. Kicks it to White. Olynyk, a screen on Collins. Here's White. Offensive rebound. Adebayo with the bucket. Adebayo's got 6 points in the quarter.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
And they've let things get out of hand. Good time to reconvene.
They're just on the wrong end right now of a big run, and they need to plan how they're going to shift the momentum of the game.
The Hawks trail by 11. Here is Cook. He kicks to Collins. He feeds it to Muscala. And it's blocked. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. Off the inbound. Misses off the right iron. The Heat leading by 11. It's Richardson on the wing. Money from the wing.
Well, the evolution of Josh Richardson is going to be very exciting for this organization. When he's sinking the catch and shoot jump shots, look out.
Now here is Muscala. Will it go? And he banks in the layup.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Ellington kicks to Richardson. There's a good screen. Here's White. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Over the decades, the way the league has grown, phenomenal, due in no small part to the leadership. Brent, what are some of the key traits you've seen of these 2 great NBA commissioners?
I think the one thing about both David Stern and Adam Silver that they have done a great job with is that they're approachable. There doesn't seem to be a time, at least in an NBA player's career, where they don't feel like they could either call the office and within maybe a day or two hear from somebody from the league office. But the fact that both David Stern and Adam Silver find their way out to arenas throughout the regular season, come to see every team, that approachability, I think, far and away sets those two gentlemen aside. Well, the D looks like they're laying off just a little bit. He made 1 3 in the first half, but they're still daring him to shoot, and he can't make them pay for it.
The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The Heat leading by 10. Ellington kicks to Olynyk. Screen by Olynyk. In the corner, it's Richardson. 5 on the clock. Got a hand on it, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Winslow's checked in for White. The Hawks trail by 10. Here is Cook. Out to the right wing. Lets it fly from 18. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Muscala's got 6 points.
Guys, he can get this shot anytime he wants.
Now, you bet. With his height, not many defenders are going to challenge that mid-range jump shot.
Now, here's Richardson. And there's the feed to Ellington. Now here's Winslow. Defense right on him. Clock is at 3. Again, the miss by the Heat.
He looked like he rushed it a bit. The defense wasn't terrible, but still, he's got to knock that down.
Well, Greg, Justice Winslow had a year that he'd like to forget. His second season in the NBA. Only played in the 18 games before sitting out the rest of the way after a torn labrum.
And we're just happy to see the young man back out on the floor so that he can continue to develop. Always a fantastic defender. And you forget, still a very young player who can round into a contributor, I believe, on offense.
Ellington kicks to Richardson. Richardson with the screen for Winslow. And here we go with Cook heading to the hoop. Finished off the break. And now it's just a 4-point Miami lead.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Ellington kicks to Olynyk. Now here's Richardson. Defense is right there. And here's Winslow. 8 points for him. And that one drops.
Great self-confidence from Winslow on that play, taking it up strong inside.
There's the pick. Cook kicks to Collins. 26 seconds left in the third quarter. Shot clock at 6. And it's blocked.
And really, this is where you want to just let the clock wind down.
Yep, unless you get a great look that's impossible to pass up, use the time wisely.
And he gets it back. One-on-one here. The senior with the pass to Muscala. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Miami with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
We got to get to defending them, and we got to get attacks in the paint without turning it over. Best way to do it is to trust each other right now.
And Eric Spoelstra asking his guys to be both aggressive and efficient. Tall order.
Yeah, and sometimes when the aggressiveness goes up, the efficiency goes down, and vice versa. They're just going to have to walk that line and find a good balance between the two.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. On the court right now for the Hawks, they've got Bembry, Ilyasova out there with Mike Muscala, and it's Delaney in at the 1. Ilyasova, it's hauled in by the Heat. Whiteside's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And the foul called on Malcolm Delaney. That's his first foul. Here's Magruder. Johnson the screen. Magruder kicks to Johnson. 5 to shoot. Beyond the arc.
And after getting off to such a good start offensively in that first half, haven't been quite as efficient here in the second.
Yeah, it's just not a good pass. I don't know what he's thinking there. A poor decision.
The Hawks making a switch here. Dedmon's checked in. The Hawks trail by 6. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Delaney kicks to Dedmon. He dishes it to Dorsey. Now the pass to Delaney. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Delaney's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Hawks. Johnson dishes to Whiteside. Whiteside a screen. Winslow with it. Whiteside trying to break free, and his offensive struggles continue. Here's Dorsey. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Whiteside a screen. Floats one, and Johnson finishes off inside. And the Heat lead by 3.
Tyler Johnson with some creative play there. Knows how to get inside there. Using the angle, the body. Finishes that one with ease.
Here's Delaney. Passes it to Bembry. Ilyasova. No one around him. And they're unable to get the tying basket there.
He seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one.
And the Hawks with possession here. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
And he makes the first. And so he hits both. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Now here's Johnson. D right on him. Teardrop shot. He can't get it to go. And Atlanta will come the other way. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That will conclude a 5-game road trip for them. Heat have gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Johnson the screen, and looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Well, he was very reliable, keeping the ball in his hands during the first half. He's had a bad case of the butterfingers here in the second.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Delaney kicks to Dorsey. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Delaney, the pass to Bembry. Ilyasova, a screen to take the lead. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Got a piece of it. Here's Bembry, covered by Winslow. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. It's tied up with that one. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Johnson kicks to Magruder. Johnson the screen. Dishes it to Johnson. Baseline try. Again, Johnson missing.
That's a shot right there he's going to hit 9 times out of 10. We just saw the 10% he doesn't make.
They get the rebound. In the corner, it's Delaney. No good on the triple. The Heat shooting around 40% from the floor here. He tries for 3. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. Atlanta's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only 1 of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Now the dish to Dedmon. Bembry, the pass to Delaney. Johnson with the block. Here's Magruder. High arcing shot.
Just not sure if he ran out of energy at halftime or what, but so far just not himself in the second half.
Pass to Dedmon. Here's Bembry. Off target from outside. Miami trailing. Pass to Johnson. Feeds it to Whiteside. And stolen by Whiteside. And the jam by Whiteside.
Well, sending out the memo to the team, get Whiteside the rock. Everything he's touching right now is going in.
Here's Delaney. He's guarded by Johnson. There's a screen. Ilyasova can't hit. Miami's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And it's Magruder missing.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
Now here's Johnson. To the middle. Here's Whiteside. Dedmon with the block. Here's Bembry. Here's Delaney. No good. Shot missing. Good D by Johnson. Winslow dishes to Johnson. Johnson the screen. Here's Whiteside. Dedmon with the block. Here's Bembry. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And the first one at the line is good.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half. Doing a great job at the line.
And so he makes both from the line. The Heat trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Johnson kicks to Whiteside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Two shots.
Free throw, good, Whiteside.
And this is one of the things they need to keep doing in the second half to get this win. Keep knocking down those free throws. They've been sensational here at the line.
Good on both. The Hawks leading. Here's Delaney. To the middle, and the pass to Bembry. Johnson with the block. Here's Magruder. And it's the Heat with the ball. Kicks it to Whiteside. Dedmon with the block. And he's able to get it back. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play. Olenek is checked in for the Heat.
One shot.
And he's made more of an effort here to put pressure on the defense in the second half and create some contact and free throw opportunities.
Here's Delaney. He kicks it to Dedmon. He feeds it to Dorsey. Passes it to Bembry. Makes it off the glass. Bembry's got the game tied up here for the Hawks. Miami's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Right side a screen. Now here's Winslow. He's covered closely. 13 feet away. And too long on the shot. The Hawks shooting not great, 40% for the game. Here's Bembry, covered by Winslow. Rebound by the Heat. They've led by as many as 14 points. To the inside, Whiteside. Can't connect from short range.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And stolen by Whiteside. Here's Magruder. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't figure out what's wrong, but he keeps trying to push through.
Winslow, the pass to Magruder. Dedman with the block. They retain possession.
Controlling the defensive glass has been a problem here tonight.
Here's Delaney. Now the feed to Ilyasova. Here's Bembry. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. The Heat with the lead. Lets it fly from 18. And good as it rattles through the hoop. And 12 points for Justice Winslow.
That's an enormous bucket from Winslow there. They needed that one.
Here's Delaney. He's guarded by Johnson. Delaney kicks to Bembry. And stolen by Whiteside. And now Winslow pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Drops in the breakaway layup. Now it's a 6-point Miami lead.
And that just may put the finishing touch on this one. Not at all a time to get sloppy with the ball.
Atlanta calls timeout.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
A different look for Miami. White, he's checked in for Whiteside. And it's Johnson in for Kelly Olynyk. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to listen to what Mike Budenholzer told his team during that timeout. He told them that they're getting it done in the paint. He said, they can't guard us inside, guys. Keep taking it to them. Pound it down low. See if they keep it up, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
Well, there's some versatility in Tyler Johnson's game, especially considering that he can score from inside, outside, and especially on the attack.
To the wing right side. Here's Dedman. White covering. Dedman dishes to Ilyasova. Pocket 6. Pass to Delaney. The Hawks working the ball around. Not as good, and the Heat's lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Dorsey.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
Johnson the screen. Here's Magruder for the 3. And Johnson missing again. 1:07 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Bembry. Here's Delaney. The rebound by Johnson.
He's getting good looks on the floor, but he simply cannot bury anything right now. He's got to stay confident, though, because everyone knows he can hit those shots.
Now here's Johnson. Right of screen. Off the screen. Off the left rim and out. No room for them to make a mistake here.
You got to almost play perfect from here on out.
And an intentional foul right there. The Heat making a switch here. Hammonds checks in. Six-second difference between the shot and game clock. And so they foul intentionally.
Shoot 2.
Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Job well done at the line on that possession. They'll make things a little easier on themselves if they can convert those.
The Hawks again can't hit. Now Johnson. And so it's Miami winning this one. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.